you like the video, it'll be my honor if you can like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Hello everyone, how's everybody doing today? And today we got something special. And this is related with my first video I done for this channel. It was the 1/6 scale Jazz Inc Millennium Falcon 1/6 scale. And that was a beautiful piece. However, there was quite a bit of QC issue, and I had a lot of people coming back to me saying that when are you going to do a after review, like what happened to like customer service, did you get it replaced, did you and a lot of people were telling me to send it back, and well, you can read all the comments on my video. But Joost, I was speaking with Joost, apparently the creator is his name is Joost, and he actually, well, we were speaking, and he said he will send me the replacement for the chairs and the soundboard. I humbly declined, saying that it's not a big deal. The chairs, as you can see, if you did watch my video, and if you haven't, please go watch that video, because that diorama is still, even though they had a lot of QC issues, it's a beautiful piece. It is a beautiful piece. And there was quite a bit of issues. There was major huge cracks on the frame. There were also a crack on the side. There was also a crack in between the interior and the exterior. The LED failed, it doesn't work. Soundboards is not working because they had this piece that was broke off. And also there's quite a bit of paint chip. And the chair magnet was installed in the wrong way, so it keeps popping out, and there was the armrest and the headrest that was broken off. So there was quite a bit of QC issues. It simply was because of lack of protection, and that thing was very heavy, and therefore it just was too heavy for how it was protected. The styrofoam was awesomely nice, just that if it was a separate piece, like everything was separately packed, then I think it would have held. But because everything was assembled and then it was protected by just a styrofoam exterior, that's why it just didn't hold that much weight. Like the frame, I do carpenting, I build restaurants and so on too, so I know quite a bit of all that. So, and I do have a shipping person who does work in the shipping area, and then we were looking at it, and it just wasn't enough to hold that much weight, especially the window frame. It was such a thin material, so it was destined to break out. And I heard a lot of, not a lot, but I heard people were complaining to Joost on his Facebook and so on, saying that they had issues and so on. And unfortunately, I see people were being attacked a lot on the Jazz Inc Facebook page, and it feels like if you get a QC issue product, and if you even speak about it, you get harassed quite a lot. So I was quite disappointed. I no longer go to his Facebook page, not saying that it's his fault. It's not Joost's fault at all. It's just that these days, there's a lot of people who has issue about legitimate, not complain, but speaking their voice on a legitimate reason. For example, Mayfex, they have a lot of QC issues and they break a lot. People who come and speak about that, for some reason they get harassed and attacked. NECA, same thing. Hasbro, same thing. So it's not a big, it's a typical thing. But I was speaking with Joost, and he said that he will send me a replacement for the chairs and the soundboard. I told him not to, because if you've seen the video, I showed a simple way to fix the chair. The headrest was not a big deal at all. You could just glue it on. You can see the crack after you fix the armrest of the chair, but I'm already 41 or something like that. I don't even remember my age, but when I was in like 20s or something like that, or 30s, like 31 or something, I was like really anal on detail. When you get enough thing going on in your life, you really don't mind or care about too much thing. And meanwhile, I'm talking about this, I think I'll be showing all these, awesome footage of the Millennium Falcon, and not just, showing the box without opening the box. So as you can see, it's a beautiful piece. But after you become 41, 42 or so on, you just don't care too much about small things. Like, yes, there was LED. Well, LED is a big thing, you pay for that. But I think like there's a crack there and so on. It's not a big deal for me. The chip paint and so on, it's not a big deal for me. And I can say that not because I pick a side. It's not like saying that, hey, it's you doing some favor for us, so you guys should all be quiet about getting a QC issue. No, I'm not like that. I run my own company, so if the buyer's responsibility is just one thing, you pay. The seller's responsibility is to deliver what they promised. And if there's a QC issue, it's 100% the seller's fault. So I am completely against protecting the seller or manufacturer for not delivering what they're promised, because that's what it was supposed to be. And just that for use case, I don't attack them or anything like that. I don't usually attack, but if you watch my YouTube channel, I sometimes be harsh to Hasbro. Because Hasbro's a big company, they're doing this forever, and like, why are you having a QC issue? Why do you have figures that have two left leg installed? Why is there a delivery issue? Why is the Hasbro Pulse sending a smashed box item? There's so much things, and they're being here for ancient time. For anything that has enough time to fix their problem, I think they should be mentioned, because or else they won't fix themselves. Mayfix, same thing. Some people say, oh, Mayfix is a small company, so let it be. No, Mayfix isn't a small company. Medicom Toy is being here more than most of your age, or most of the viewers' age. I've been collecting Medicom, and they were known for the 12-inch. They were the official, not the official, but for the collectors in Japan, they were more like an ambassador official 1/6 or /12-inch action figure originated in Japan. They always have QC issues. And for use, you don't see me bashing, or saying anything too bad. The only thing I said was fact. I had these issues. And it's only because he's a new company. He's been doing this for maybe like 2-3 years or 4 years. He's fairly new as a company, as a business owner. And for those people who's new, it should be treated as so. It's like you don't treat a new actor and expect an actor who's doing acting for like 30 years. It just doesn't make sense. You don't expect Tom Holland to do what say there's so many, Jack Nicholson or anything like that, though they're different kind of acting, but you don't expect that, because that's ridiculous. And for Jazz Inc, you don't see me like, oh my god, this is bad and so on, though you do see a lot of comment like that, and they tell me you should send it back, get 100% refund, and I get it, and I think those comment is legitimate. It's proper, but for that, I run a company, and it's pain in the ass. It's really pain in the ass running a company. Small thing killed you a lot. So for that, and he is a new owner at the same time, new business, runner. It's a new company. I don't want to, give any more nightmare, because any new restaurant or like a photocopy company or like construction company or maybe like a cafe company, I don't know, any company that's new, it's nightmare every day. So yeah, for that reason, I didn't want to give anything that would add any headache. But anyhow, he sent me going back to the box. Sorry guys, I've been talking too long. And just a digest of what happened if you didn't watch the video. But it's a pleasure getting something from Joost. I said don't bother it, because again, it wasn't a big deal, and I received this box on something like a January 7th, 2021. So it was like a month ago, and due to the pandemic, I just didn't have the time to I think I did cut the thing correctly. Let me. Oh, okay. The reason it wasn't coming out easily because there was a sticker or tape, double-sided tape on the side, so yeah, that was the reason I couldn't pull it out easily. But hey, here it is, and as you can see, it's bubble wrapped, and I'm not too sure what fully I am looking at. I think those are the 2 chairs. I think so. And the soundboard. And the whole rest is a lot of these for extra protection. So, let's see. I think that's the soundboard, but let's. Wait a minute. I think the headrest came off. Yeah, I think it's the headrest came off. But again, it's not a big deal. Why? Because it's not like it's cracked, right? So you can fix that easily, no problem at all. Nothing of a big issue. See, you could just put it on and that's done. If it's the arm, then there will be if there's a cracked arm, then how much I fix it, there will be a crack as I shown on my previous video. So it's great to have something that with a non-broken arm. And again, you can fix this no problem. It's not a big deal. Let's see the magnets. And there's no magnets. Wait a minute. I think I see. Oh, okay. So this is a clever thing, I think, for Joost side, because he sent me the Falcon with a magnet that was installed in a wrong. Probably one of the side was wrong. So I think what he did was he sent me a magnet instead, not installing it, so I can install the proper side. So that's a very clever thing. So that's that, and this one have a lot of wrapping. And yes, it is a perfectly clean, no crack, awesome chair. So thank you, Joost. You didn't need to. I wasn't, I wasn't paying in my ass about the chair or anything, because again, it wasn't a big deal. But for those who had issues, I'm very sure Joost would take care of it. And yeah, that's awesome. So the other thing, which is the soundboard, and I have no idea with electricity. I can build, house, walls, and so on, but electricity is completely out of my league. I have no idea. And plumbing, plumbing and electricity, those two things is something that I have no idea. One thing I'm worried about is that the soundboard isn't protected. Like, it's not like in a box or anything like the last time, and I am a little bit worried because the spring, I don't know what this, but the spring is this. I don't know what this exactly is, but the spring is off, and that was the same as the last Falcon. The spring was like that, and I assume the spring would be connecting it somewhere, or else there's no point of having just one side out. But I am quite worried right now because this is almost exactly how the previous Falcon came. Or maybe the Falcon's maybe the spring wasn't the issue. It might be just the chip was broken last time, and this is how it's supposed to be. but I would have, expected this to be, in a box like this or something like that, at least, because that was an issue last time. And I think that the power code, again, you're talking to a guy who had no idea was electronics, and that's why I told Joost don't bother, because I would not know how to install it. And LED side, it's not working. And again, I told him don't send it, because, or there's no way to send it. You have to overhaul it. What's this? Is it speaker? I assume it might be the speaker. Yeah. Give me a second, guys. Let me get the power code and connect this guy and see how it will work. Give me a second. So guys, I got the connector, and I'm just going to install it right here, and that should I have a bad feeling about it. It's kind of doing the same thing with my original Falcon. Okay. Give me a sec and I'll come back. So, unfortunately, I tried everything I can, and even tried to play it, but I think it's the issue with, again, this thing right here, and it's being torn off simply because it wasn't protected, like what happened last time. Very unfortunate, and that's also one of the reasons why I asked, or I told Joost, don't bother about it, and I'm just gonna turn this off. The thing is, I do appreciate a lot that Joost, sent the parts to me, completely. He didn't need to. I told Joost. A lot of people ask me, what did I do with my Falcon? Did you return it? What happened and so on? I declined returning it. I told Joost, saying that I know I run a company, and there's the material cost, and that material cost when you build anything and sell anything, it's CD or food or anything, there's something called material cost. It's cost. And material cost obviously is significantly lower than the actual product price, obviously, or else you're not going to make money. And so I told Joost, or you start telling him that don't bother it, because me sending this back to you under your cost, that's going to cost you like $250 from Canada, because Canada Post is insanely crazy. It's one of the most overpriced posting company ever, and they're not that great anyway. So that's going to be $250 per cost. And second thing is that when you receive it, probably can't do anything with it, because fixing it and selling it again, it's going to be pricey. So, and at the same time, you have to send me another one, which is going to be another cost, and you have to ship that. That's going to be another cost. So it's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a big nightmare. It's going to lose a lot. Like, you're going to be spending so much to send that back to me. So I told you, don't do that. I run a company. It's because, and also you're new to, running business, so on. I don't want nightmares on you. So I told you, I'll keep it. I really didn't want to keep it because, Millennium Falcon, man, it's just, you want the perfect thing. But the biggest issue I had with it was not the LED, though LED is big, but the two major cracks on it. Maybe in the future I make my own, model kits and so on. I was looking at it. Maybe I can fix it, not perfectly. Then if I fix it, I have to repaint the whole thing. That's going to be a nightmare. But when I became like 60s, or I'm not gonna retire in my life, I'm gonna keep going anyways. But if I do find the time, then, and I was making all the excuses that I'm a model kit maker, so I can fix it somehow. Not the electricity, not the sound, anything like that. That's out of my range. But I saw I can do something with it, so I told, don't worry about it. I'll keep it, because if you send me another one, there might be another issue, right? That was another honest thing I had in mind. You send me another one, there might be another LED failure, there might be a sound problem, there might be cracks. So, that's going to be another nightmare, because if you send me another one, and if there's damage, and if I'm kind of, a buyer who say, I don't like this, I'll send it back to you, which the buyer have 100% right to do that. If you didn't get what you ordered, you have the right to send it back. So that could be endless, right? Because that's going to be another $250 plus whatever price and so on. That's going to be a nightmare for it's going to be a continuous nightmare for use. I didn't want that, so I said, don't do that. I'll keep it, and just give me a discount. Well, first of all, the LED and the sound costs, that was separate price from the Falcon body. Right now you can buy the deluxe Falcon with the sound and LED installed. When it first came out on a pre-order, you could only get the without the sound and LED. You decided to add that in later, so I got the LED and the sound extra pack. So first of all, that part will be not refunded to me. I could have asked for it, but I told him hold on to it and just give me a discount on the 1966 Batmobile I ordered. So move that light LED and the sound price that I pay, put that into the 1966 payment, and also give me a discount for the Falcon and put it in there. So in that case, for use, he's only actually spending the material cost, which is significantly lower. Like for example, this figure right here, which is my avatar, that's Shingo Trooper, Phase 1 Trooper, awesome. But like for example, if it costs you like say 20% to make this guy, then you're gonna also have like 20% of advertising fee and so on. It's just gonna go up, but still, it's not. If this costs $100 and say the cost was $50, now if you pay the customer $100 for this product, you're actually giving him $100, and this is going to be wasted. Now, but if it's going to be just a discount, a material cost discount, then it's going to be only $50. That's half. Now, if you're at a restaurant, Japanese restaurant, usually their food cost is around 35%. I know this because I worked at a restaurant before. So the material cost of the food, say if it's $100, which not the material cost. The price of the food is $100, which I never seen food that expensive. But say $100, but the food cost is say 35%, meaning that it's only $35. So if you give a discount, okay, here's the coupon card, then that is only a cost for you for the material. So you're not going to be wasting $100. You're going to be but you're going to be spending $35 instead of giving $100. That's a major difference. So the idea was that don't send me. I'm not going to send you back the Falcon. You don't need to worry about all these crazy. You have to send me another $1,000 or $2,000 Falcon, which is going to be a crazy expensive thing. The cost is significantly lower than that. So what I did was just give me the discount, and for use-wise, that's going to be only costing him the material, which is going to be completely like a fraction of the actual price that he had to pay. And by not sending me another Falcon that might have a defect, and then it's going to be endless, sending it back, bring it here, sending it back, bring it here. It's going to cost them like several $1,000. Don't worry about that. Just give me a discount. That's going to be like just maybe few $100 material cost comparing to few $1,000. I just didn't want to give him a nightmare, so that's what I did. I didn't still receive a detailed amount how much I'm gonna get at all. Maybe I will get back a idea before the 1966 Batmobile is released. I'm not too sure when it's gonna be released. I'm not in any hurry. I'm a laid back guy. So that's how the story is. A lot of people were asking me what happened after, give us an update, I want to buy, and a lot of people say I want to buy this product, but I'm scared. I don't know what to do with it because I don't want to have a defect. Completely, legit reasoning. From my point of view, there isn't 1/6 scale Falcon cockpit out there. Period. Hot Toys was planning, they ditched it. And because they might do it in the future, you never know, because you see, saying, oh, we're not going to do it, but then they do it. You see that. But for now, that's not going to happen. Especially when Star Wars merchandise is going down so badly. So that's not going to happen for at least maybe a decade. So if you want to wait for a future that might come out, which is not promised, then you can wait. But for now, if you are fine with, getting a decently painted, decently, detailed, very good detail Falcon, which I love, then I say try it. And if there's an issue, it's your right to send it back. It's also your right to ask him questions. And I would suggest go ask questions, because Joost, he said that on the reply on the Facebook, he said it's nothing to do with how it was protected, or nothing to do with how it was wrapped and so on. The Falcon material was durable enough to handle it, which wasn't the case. I'm professional on that side, and I have a friend who's professional on shipping and so on. But he first said that, and it's the defect and percentage in business is always I think that was less than 10%. Less than 10%. Give me a second. Hi, sorry, I just was checking my previous estimation. So usually when it comes to any business, manufacturer, QC issue or defect is defined around 2.5%, which means that it's if you have 100 product, only 2 to maximum 3 are considered to be defect, and that is like proper number. Like that's something that's kind of common. So out of 100, 2 to 5 items should be a defect. That sounds a lot, but that is how the business is running. And when you said that he has several similar complaints from the customer, at the same time there was several people who was complaining on the Facebook page. So say I think there was more than 5, but say there were just 5 for his first shipment. And I'm not too sure how many he made. I don't think he would have been able to make 100. That's not possible. That's just simply impossible. 50? I don't think so. 30 possibly, but let's just say 50. So say if you have 50 orders, well you don't even need a calculator. So if there was a 5 defect out of 50 first shipment, that's already 10%. That's 5 times the acceptable defect percentage. That is quite a big number. That's like saying that 1 out of 10 or 10 out of 100 is a defect. That is usually considered to be just way too high for a defect number. I don't know the actual amount that was shipped. I don't know. Well, he also shipped the second batch, third batch, and fourth batch. I'm talking about the first batch, and there was people who was already complaining on the first batch. But after that batch, Joost did actually reinforce the Falcon. He installed 2 screws on the front side for reinforcement. I don't know how engineered inside is because, of course, I didn't, check his updated reinforced Falcon. But that should. And Joost did also mention that he's going to be taking a look at the shipping method and so on. So, unlike his first statement saying that the styrofoam and whatever the protection, everything was okay, it had nothing to do with that. He opened the mind and look at it, and he's been reinforcing it, and it makes sense. When you make it's not easy to make stuff. So when something happened, you would also first thing you would do is like, no, this is not happening. Denial comes in. But then a proper person, which he was and he is, he immediately fixed the problem, and he reinforced it, and that's something that we should all kind of appreciate, because a lot of sellers, especially independent seller, doesn't care. They were like, they're filled with ego instead of pride. I define ego as I expect the world to change for me because I'm better, versus pride is I change myself for the world to be better. And if you're a business owner, you should never have an ego. I run a company. If my product failed, it's my fault. If a customer is complaining, unless the customer is like, I want freebies, and there's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of people like that. But a lot of customer complaint is legit, and if you screw up, it's your fault. No one else's fault. So I have a very strong idea as a business runner who's been surviving for my company for over 50 years. I'm only 41, so I've taken care of it. The company was not doing good when I took over. I took over number 1 up. So I'm probably doing something good, which is, customer service, of course. And I'm a Japanese. Japanese always say customer is the god. Not exactly, because there's bad god too. In Japan, we all kind of say good god, and there's also bad god, demon god, or whatever. There's so many different kind of gods. So what kind of god you're talking about? Whatever. The customer could be a god, but it could be a demonic god. So it's kind of true. So but you still respect in Japan, even though it's a demonic god. You will still humbly, like if you watch like Exorcist. And like the priest is speaking to the demon, they're very aggressive, like go back to hell, get out of here, kind of thing. But in Japan, we're still humble to devilish god. Well, Japan doesn't have demon, but they bad god because we respect, because they're god. So customer is still god. Doesn't matter if it's a good god or an asshole. But still, the idea is if you screw up, it's your fault, you fix it. And I see Joost doing that, so and he's still new. That's why a lot of people say, hey, you're too kind and so on. And you can check that on my YouTube. There's a lot of comment like that. I'm just I just want not much headache for everyone. I want to be optimistic as possible. And as you can see, Joost did ship item. The soundboard unfortunately wasn't working, but still he took action, and that's something that I appreciate. Thank you very much, Joost. I'll fix I'll put a magnet and fix the chair. Awesome, great. Then yeah, and just that, for those who still want to purchase it, go ahead, speak to Joost. Be very mindful that there's a 2 screw on the front, and some customer complained saying that, hey, there wasn't those screw on the promotional image, and there wasn't. It wasn't announced, and the customer complained on the Facebook, and he was bashed crazy by everyone. Man, it was ridiculous, and I was looking at like, no one's stopping this. This is just stupid. It's just ridiculous. It's disgusting. And this video is not going to be posted on Jazz Inc because I don't want to deal with those kind of stupidity. If somebody bought something and something went wrong, it's not his fault. He is a victim. If a customer comes to me and then he tells me that he ordered something and there's something wrong with the food, he is a victim. That is my or any company's regulation. So attacking a victim is disgusting, it's pathetic, and I don't want to deal with those kind of people. Because if you screw up, it's just, the company's fault, So I don't do kind of that kind of bullshit crap, low level business. I treat customer fairly, and my company exists because the customer allowed me to exist. That applies to every company. If you became egomaniac and say, oh, I'm better, screw that customer, there's only, minority voices and so on, meaning that I'm talking about numbers, not talking about, race and gender. Like, there's only like 5 people who's complaining. No, there's 5 people who's complaining. That is the number. Go fix it. Okay, so if there's an issue with the computer system and customer comes back and this is something happened, what did you do? And I look at it, and if it's like our problem, then I'll say, we screwed up, I'm so sorry, I'll give a discount, you don't need to even pay for that the whole thing you did, I'll refund it, sure you go, I'm just sorry. And once you take good care of your customer, they'll come back. That's how you make great customer service. That's how you get a fan. The best thing about complaining is the chance to make that customer your fan. If you solve the problem, they'll be really happy and appreciative, and they will come back again. That's the only way you can deal with a screw up that you made. So the thing is, if you have an issue, don't post it on Jazz Inc Facebook page, because it's just crazy people there, ridiculous. No one's stopping it. I think Joost should stop it, because he is the one who's taking control of the place. I know he's probably too busy to even read the posts most of the time, but yeah, if you have an issue, don't ever even waste your time on the Facebook page. Just go directly, send them an email, then tell him take some photos, send him, and he'll deal with it. So the easiest thing with anyone who had headache, do that. It will save you a lot of headache, and it will save Joost a lot of headache, because I don't think Joost want to see come back from work, hey, I made the awesome Batmobile for everyone, I've done a good job, and then look at the Facebook and it's burning. Yeah, I don't think anyone wants that. But yeah, and so if you have a issue with any product he made, you can talk to him directly, and it will save your problem. One thing is that there's 2 major nail or screws on the front. I do see people who's complaining, and it's rightly so, because they didn't see that on the promotion image. You should have announced it and warned everyone, but it never happened. So those complaints is legit. They have the right to do so. So when you're getting a Falcon now, probably there's a 2 screw. Check his Facebook page. Don't check the store page, because I don't think it's the updated photo. You don't see the 2 screw, and some people say, it's not a big screw, it's a minor thing. No, it's quite a big screw. And if you want accurate Falcon, you don't want a screw. That's my idea. So if you want a Falcon with screws, then you should be warned that there's a screw. And if you're happy with it, you're okay with it, then get it. But getting a item that wasn't what was promised is a problem. And I completely understand. Like, you see me getting a product that wasn't, promised. You don't see me going crazy anal about it, right? But even though that, I got attacked. I was attacked. Because, sometimes there's a difference between fan and fan. They're very different thing. Fan is a customer who want you to do good, and therefore will give you a critical eye. And those people are someone you should appreciate, because those people care about you. They don't want you to fail, so they will tell you what's wrong so that you can fix it. Fan are the bad people. They're the one who kind of hides the problem from your eyes. So the thing is, they tell you, it's not a big deal. No, you're doing good. There's no problem. Oh, the customer's upset. It's not a big deal. There's only 4 or 5 people of it. Don't care. It's not a headache at all. You're doing good. Those people are the problem, because that's when the creator would say, oh, I'm doing good. It's only minor people. I'm not gonna need to fix it. And they go ego crazy, and then your quality goes down, because when you're not dealing with it, other people will replace you. That's how businesses always is. They're always better than you. There's someone who's gonna be better than you, come to replace you, if you don't up the game. So is more likely to cause a problem, and fans with critical eye is the real people who's trying to make your brand better. Listen to your fan, and not saying that, ignore the fan because they're like, cultists. They're following you like a cultist, blind eyes. They're still, your fan. Treat them good, but don't listen to their say, because they're the ones who's gonna drop your guard, and you fail, then they're gonna be gone, scattered. So listen to your fan, and for that reason, don't go to his Facebook. It's like, Star Wars. Don't go to the Star Wars Facebook and write anything, because there's crazy thing going on. Go directly to the boss. And Joost is a great guy. He would act fast. The shipping took time. Yes, that is something that probably someone's gonna say it. The first video came out September 5th. I got the thing on January 7th, so that's like around over 4 months. And yeah, it happened. I had issue with the Ultimate Tantive 4, and it took it took like 3 months or something for him to send me something. So for him to send you anything, it's gonna take time. So have that in mind. But he'll try to deal with it. He's not gonna try to screw whatever. He's not gonna say that. He'll deal with it. He'll be happy to deal with it. Give him a call or text message. Sorry, I don't think you can do that. Email him or Facebook Messenger him. He will be dealing with it. So not a big deal. Yeah, that's about it. So I would update. I don't know if I would update on the discount pricing, because that's really something that, from a company point, they don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. So this probably is my last video on the Falcon issue, unless there's something crazy happened or anything. Then I'll update you guys what happened. But I think it's gonna be all okay. I'll just peacefully wait for the 66 Batmobile announcement, and I'll just peacefully wait for what kind of deal he can give me. I'm happy to wait. And yeah, that's about it. But sorry guys, I am so sorry to respond and make a update on this matter. Again, I only got this a month ago. It's right now, it's mid-February, so I got this package a month ago, and I was busy doing my work and so on, and I didn't still get the information on the discount and so on, so I was waiting for that, but I didn't want to let you guys wait forever, so I decided to hell with it. I'm just gonna open the package and announce what's going on, and there be it. But I'm also going to be doing some other videos on the diorama that Jazz Inc I bought from Jazz Inc. I bought the Tantive 4 and the throne room, and I think I also bought the smaller miniature scale Tantive 4, and I also bought the land speeder, and so I bought several stuff, and I'll do a video on that. And again, they're awesome. You can buy them at Jazz Inc, and yeah, that's about it. So for update, please hang around, and I'll talk to you all soon. 遊びでやってるんだよ。